There's a mistake almost everyone makes when they're trying to communicate, and it actually makes your partner more defensive instead of less. So if your conversations are escalating instead of getting resolved, there's a subtle mistake you might be making that's having the opposite effect of what you think. So today I'm going to talk about what this is and how to shift your communication to avoid this pitfall. Most people have heard of I statements, the idea that instead of pointing the finger and saying you did this, you should start your sentences with I feel in order to take ownership of your experience and communicate in a healthier and less blaming way. But what a lot of people misunderstand is how to apply I statements correctly and constructively, and this can end up backfiring. So if you've ever said something like I feel attacked, or I feel blamed, or I feel like you don't really care about me, this is really important because the reality is those aren't actually I statements. I see this all the time working with couples. People are trying to communicate better, they're trying to use their I statements, but their partner still gets defensive, shuts down, or the conversation escalates, and they don't understand why. There's a concept from nonviolent communication, or NVC, that the author calls victim verbs. I like to call them covert blame statements because even though they start with I feel, they're not actually expressing a feeling. They're expressing an interpretation, a judgment, or a subtle criticism of the other person. So when you say I feel attacked, what your partner hears is you're attacking me. I feel blamed, you're blaming me. I feel like you don't care, you don't care. So instead of reducing defensiveness, it actually creates it because now your partner feels accused even if that wasn't your intention. True feelings are different. They require vulnerability. Feelings are something you feel in your body. They're not about the other person's behavior. Things like I feel hurt, I feel sad, I feel anxious, I feel afraid, I feel tightness in my chest. That kind of language invites understanding and compassion because it shares your internal experience without putting the other person on the defensive. So here's the shift. Instead of saying I feel attacked, try feeling hurt. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Instead of I feel like you don't care, I'm feeling sad and disconnected and I really want to connect with you. It's a small and subtle change, but it can completely transform the conversation because now you're not blaming your partner, you're letting your partner see you. And this is simple, but it's harder than you think because when you're feeling hurt, it's really hard to be vulnerable. But making this shift can be a game changer and can shift the dynamics from defensiveness to compassion and care. This is just one very tiny element of nonviolent communication. NVC is all about taking full ownership for your own feelings and needs without blaming or criticizing others. It can be pretty life-changing to learn how to apply these techniques in your relationships. There are 5 steps to NVC that I go over in depth in my Mastering Empowered Communication Guide. So if you want that, just comment or DM me and I'll send it to you because this is one of those patterns that's really easy to understand, but as always, it takes practice to apply and change in real time. So if you need any support with this, feel free to DM us or visit our site, mylightTherapy.com, to set up a free call.